You know, it's a funny thing about that bird dying. I hid the key in Fredo's food dish. Whew, that's a weird coincidence.
What? You killed Fredo!
Fredo was weak and stupid. He shouldn't have eaten that key.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
I feel like I haven't spoken to you in a while.
Yeah, and I don't think our listeners have heard from us in a while. I want to apologize. Sure. Well, you're usually pretty good at giving me your schedule. I've just had some things crop up the past couple of weeks, and so for those of you who are listening to our show week by week, you know, you're going to notice, hey, maybe they're not going to show up this week. It's my fault. My bad. Hopefully we're going to get some episodes out quickly just so we stay on track and we don't have all these big gaps between episodes. But I want to thank the listeners for their patience. Very sorry, but we're back today to discuss which episode, Vinny?
We're discussing the 14th episode of Season 9, The Strongbox. Story by Dan O'Keefe and Billy Kimball. Teleplay by Dan O'Keefe. Directed by Andy Ackerman and originally aired February 5th, 1998.
Dan O'Keefe. We know that name. He previously wrote The Strike, the Festivus episode, as it's probably known.
You got that straight.
But a new name, the story by Billy Kimball. Now, he was an editor on the Harvard Lampoon. He's written for SNL and The Simpsons. Currently is a writer and producer on Veep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, not sure if he was ever a staff writer on Seinfeld or just someone whose story they wanted to use.
So is this his first foray into a Seinfeld?
I think so, his first and only. And you know, this happens on Seinfeld where you don't have to work on the show to get a story by credit. I think the Farrelly brothers contributed something for The Virgin back in season 4. Well, another bit of trivia for this week. This episode was produced under the title The Buzzer, not The Strongbox, The Buzzer.
You know what I think of when I hear buzzer? I think of Elaine's roommate, Tina. That's why there's a buzzer.
The Buzzer, though, what in this episode?
Kramer's key hiding place. Elaine and George have to wait outside. A lot of good back and forth between Jerry's window and the street.
It's a weird thing, though, isn't it? Because it's really just like a standalone moment.
True, but we can look at other episodes where, you know, we've talked about that before. That's the title they went with.
Also, it ties in, I guess, with Phil, you know, not buzzing him in because he doesn't know him. But apparently the intercom that they used in the scene, you know, where it was, put your key in here, you short out my intercom. That, you know, was a special intercom buzzer, I guess, created for that scene. And since we're in, the final 10 episodes of Seinfeld here, you know, a lot of props started disappearing from the set. And that was something that, you know, just mysteriously disappeared. And it got me wondering, what would you take from the Seinfeld set if you knew the show was coming to an end?
I've always had my eye on that Superman statue.
Oh,
but
we probably talked about this. But
okay, so let's not even go.
Well, I forget, though. Superman statue.
Yeah.
Sounds right. What was that?
He's looking at me with the puppy dog eyes.
Who's he?
Kramer.
Who's Kramer?
You know who Kramer is.
Well, I know. You might get some first-time listeners.
What would you take from the Seinfeld set?
What'd he say?
What is it, pups?
You know, I'm not sure. I think I would go with, this is ridiculous, but I would want to take the booth so I could have that in my house, you know, and just sort of have breakfast there. You know what else I said before? What's that?
Remember what I said, that I wanted the entire Jerry's apartment in my basement if I had enough money? I said that one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just relive all the past moments from this show.
I think our listeners have a better memory than we do, you know, based on what we've talked about. So apologies, sure. But for first timers, this must be really interesting.
What did he say?
All right. First scene in the episode, we're in George's apartment. He's sitting with his girlfriend, Maura, on the couch, and he has to break some unpleasant news. They have to break up. But unexpected response from Maura, all she has to say is, no.
What's that?
We're not breaking up.
We're not.
No.
All right. So was that a first for George? A no from a in this regard, he's trying to break up with a woman, because usually it's easy for him to get out of there. He just has to be himself, and the women will flee. But now we have someone who's devoted to him in some way. I don't see any connection, but she's there.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting situation for George to be in, since he's either dreading the breakup or just staying in a relationship he hates because he's terrified of the person.
Well, if we go back to older, young George, early George in Seinfeld, he would be afraid of facing that scene, like having. Well, no, that's actually middle George. Well, I feel like the early George would actually be concerned about a woman's feelings, whereas the middle to later George would be more concerned about how he would be perceived. Like, what kind of scene that is? I don't want to face that scene of leaving somebody that I'm engaged to.
Yeah, he's pretty used to it now. Like, I don't know how Jason plays it. He's just like, we have to break up. All right, see you later. Like, get out of here.
He's like, he's going through the motions of trying to act sympathetic, but he's really just, probably thinking about what's for lunch.
Have you ever been in a situation like this where, like, either where you try to break up with someone or someone tries to break up with you and you're like, no?
Full disclosure, I've never broken up with somebody.
Oh, you're the breakee.
I'm always the breakee. Yeah.
Not the breaker.
I never have hand. Once I hinted at it and the girl started crying, I quickly said, oh, no. So that was bad on my part. But
well, there's usually
you remember the girl? It was at your wedding.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Spent a week there one night.
What is it? What are relationship killers?
Birthdays.
Oh, birthdays. I was thinking weddings were relationship killers.
You could say that.
Yeah. It's never really happened, but, a breakup never feels good. I've never had, like, a mutual breakup. There's usually some, he's the loser.
Exactly.
There's someone who usually doesn't want it to happen, but they give in because I don't know what Maura's deal is. I don't know if she really likes George or if there's just...
It doesn't seem like it, does she? There's no connection.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Like, what is she getting out of this relationship?
I guess in a 9th season episode of Seinfeld, they don't really have to explain the motives of the character. It's more just, oh, this is a funny premise. Right. Go with it. Sure. Versus, again, Larry David would, I think, want, why is she here? What's she getting out of it? What's real about this?
Sure.
Speaking of Maura, she's played by Alex Kapp, and I think everyone will recognize her face and her voice, actually, from New Adventures of Old Christine. She was a cast regular for 88 episodes. Oh. She was also in It's Like You Know. So she is definitely part of the Seinfeld alumni.
Yeah, she's perfect in this role. There's something, it's later on, but she has this
I know where you're going.
Deadpan stare at George.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say she has a line that is among the more memorable lines by Girlfriends, which we'll get to.
Oh, right on. Well, before we leave, I did notice an interesting visual bit of trivia here. Did you see the cups they were drinking out of?
The cups? I did not.
They are 100% the cups from Monks. So I think, the prop department is like, oh man, we need some cups for this scene. I'll just take them from Monks.
Maybe somebody stole them from Monks and they had to replace them.
Hey, very possible. So you're saying George is he's taking umbrellas, he's taking cups.
They just give them away at the coffee shop. Are they mugs or cups? Do they have handles?
Yeah, it's a mug with a cup and saucer, basically.
Okay.
So anyways, anyone interested in that bit of trivia, let's move on to Monks. Jerry doesn't understand what happened here. Both parties don't have to consent to a breakup. It's not like you're launching missiles from a submarine and you both have to turn your keys.
Love that. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't use this as much, but it's up there with the Coke machine analogy.
Well, when do you get set up for this opportunity to use it is the problem.
That's true. What were George's arguments for breaking up with Maura?
Well, I don't really like her.
That's good.
I don't find her attractive.
Solid.
I like to sleep with a lot of other women.
Always popular. George adds that Maura also talks to her food at restaurants. What's that like?
Oh, Mr. Mashed Potatoes, you are so good. That's one of the lines that always gets me. I love George's expression and just love that about Maura.
Have you ever experienced this? Does Kelly talk to her food?
She does not.
Well, I ask only because Liz talks to something in our apartment, our plants, in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, Liz told me, and we're not crazy. Don't think that. But
Hey, not crazy.
we don't have a dog. We don't have a kid. All we have are plants. And Liz told me that some believe that plants actually respond to positive energy, and if you talk to them and things like that. So usually Liz or myself will wish the plants good morning.
Do the plants? Did you assign them a gender or a surname? Oh
no, it's just we have different plants. We have an aloe plant. We have I don't know what it is, like a basil plant. And we just in the morning we're like, oh, good morning, how are you? You're looking good, and you water them. And
you know what I like to do sometimes when I'm walking home or into my apartment is there'll be a squirrel running across the way, and I'll go, hey, Mr. Squirrel, or hey, Mrs. Squirrel, and then they run away from me. But it's fun.
Well, I have a clip here. Jerry has some cufflinks that he wants to show George.
Hey, check these out. These are Jerry Lewis's old cufflinks that he actually wore in the movie Cinderella. I got him at an auction.
Got some cufflinks I could have loaned you.
No, Jerry Lewis is going to be at this Friars Club roast I'm going to next week. Now I have an in to strike up a conversation with him.
You already have an in. You have the same first name. Jerry.
Oh, that'll intrigue him.
Well, it worked when I met George Papard last week.
George Papard has been dead for years.
Well, whoever he was, he knew a lot about the A-team.
Now, I like this because these two subjects they're discussing, or at least, Jerry Lewis as well as George Papard, have been referenced in previous Seinfeld episodes. Can you name them?
Let's see. Jerry Lewis. Wasn't he mentioned before?
He was.
I don't remember, though.
He was mentioned in The Soulmate. He left the tape recorder running in the briefcase.
Very good.
See how people get to the top? It's ideas like this.
Brilliant. The other two that I think are more obvious, Friars Club.
Of course.
Whole episode about the Friars Club.
Little Pat Sherman action.
Or Pat Cooper.
Oh, Pat Cooper. Jimmy Sherman. Pat Cooper. Whoa.
But I think the toughest one out of the group is George Papard.
Oh, see, that one, well, you know what? Maybe if you watch it in syndication, you might miss it. But if you have the DVDs, it's in the closing credits of The Couch.
Yes. So George Papard played Paul or Fred, in Breakfast at Tiffany's. And in the book, the character is gay. In the movie, he's a love interest. And George obviously didn't know that when he was trying to have a discussion with the book group. What does she say?
Or George, Fred's gay.
Yeah.
And stage freeze on George's face.
But I think the most memorable line from this scene is, you already have an in. You have the same first name. Jerry. Love that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a cafe. Elaine is out for a day date with this guy, Glenn. And they're discussing an interesting topic, last meals based on method of execution.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous subject.
What does Elaine have here?
Well, for the chair, something hot and spicy. Thai, maybe Mexican. Lethal injection, feels more like pasta. It's painless, don't want anything too heavy. Although pasta is heavy if you eat a lot of it, so...
That's true.
I don't know. But anyway, I love this subject. It's fun to kind of discuss.
Yeah.
I always ask people, when I first meet them, I'm like, you're on death row. What's your last meal? Because that kind of gives you a gauge of what's their favorite food, or do they go for a restaurant versus a homemade meal, something made by mom kind of thing. But I already have mine. Mine, coincidentally, is at a restaurant.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to guess those chicken cutlets your mom would make.
You know what? That'd be the sentimental vote, but I might have to change to that one. But I usually say this crab place called Jerry's.
Jerry's.
And home of the crab bomb, but it's phenomenal. If you're ever in Bowie, Maryland, or Lanham, Maryland, even Annapolis, they have a location. It's family run, and then they've kind of branched out. But get the crab bomb. Tell them Vinny sent you.
I think I'd go with my mom's. She has the Santa Fe casserole dish.
Oh, nice.
That I really
What's in that?
It's tortellini, cheese, a bunch of veggies, and you put tortilla chips on top. Mm-hmm. But I'd have to take a breather, before walking to the gallows. I'd be like, hang on, guys, I gotta let this sit for a second.
Isn't there a joke or a bit somewhere where a guy who's on death row orders all you can eat something so that he doesn't die? He just keeps eating. Is that something?
Maybe.
I don't know.
You could have a whole new Tonight Show with that bit, Vinny.
Thanks.
So Elaine and Glenn want to get together again, but he doesn't want to give her his number, and he won't really tell her where he works exactly. Kind of this man of mystery, right?
Funny you say that, Matt, because the actor who plays Glenn, Nicholas Walker, was in Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me, International Man of Mystery. Did you set me up for that?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, well, kismet.
I thought you were going to be like, he was in Mystery Men.
Well, no. He was in One Life to Live, as well as Battlestar Galactica. And hey, he was in a Jake and the Fat Man.
Oh, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. Maybe it's just this episode I know him from.
Mm-hmm.
But let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Elaine tells Jerry about meeting this guy, Glenn.
What about Putty?
I haven't talked to him in like 3 weeks. I think it might be over.
So what's this guy about?
I don't know. Wouldn't tell me his phone number, where he worked. I'll bet he's in a relationship.
Or he's a crime fighter safeguarding his secret identity. Elaine, you could be dating the Green Lantern.
Which one is he?
Green suit, power ring.
I don't care for jewelry on men.
Hey, that happened again. Another robbery in the building.
So you bought a cooler?
It's a strong box to protect my irreplaceables.
And what would those be?
Some taxidermy that's been in my family for generations. My Tony, my military discharge.
You were in the Army?
Briefly. Now, I gotta find a good place to hide this key. Because if somebody finds this, they hold the key to all my possessions.
Literally.
Literally? What's that supposed to mean? You mind if I hide this somewhere?
No, go ahead.
A little privacy, huh?
Oh, come on.
Come on, Jerry. This is a security issue. Well, you wouldn't last a day in the Army.
How long did you last?
Well, that's classified.
Hey, what if he's married?
Kramer?
No, the Green Lantern.
Okay.
So you would date a married guy? That's so hacky.
Well, I don't know. I may never marry. This might be the closest I get.
You peeked!
This is your hiding place?
It was under a spoon.
Is Kramer more of a doofus now, or really Kramer under a spoon? Regardless, though, I love that there's another mention to Putty in this in the start of this clip, which is kind of cool. The on again, off again with Elaine, and I kind of got to thinking. Jerry's brings up his love of comics when he brings up Green Lantern, and like look at where comics were back then and comic book movies as opposed to now. Mm-hmm. That kind of makes Jerry a trailblazer, if you will.
I wasn't a huge comic book reader as a kid, but I think I learned Green Lantern from Seinfeld. As sad as that might be. I mean, I loved my Batman, but I wasn't like really big into the whole DC universe.
Green suit, power ring. But we get another glimpse into Kramer's past, which is kind of cool. What are some of his irreplaceables? We got taxidermy that's been in his family for generations. His Tony, of course. Although, isn't his Tony broken?
Yeah, but...
Tony. And his military discharge.
You were in the Army?
Yeah, briefly. That briefly, is, I think, like, sums up Kramer's, line deliveries in season 9.
Now, did we know anything about Kramer serving before? I think we had some stories about him like hopping a steamship and
Sweden.
Yeah, maybe having some
his strict childhood upbringing.
Right.
But I don't recall. There may have been a It's hard to tell.
I always like the idea, though, of, Kramer selling drugs in New York City, like in the 70s, just like pot or something.
Yeah, it seems like he rebelled and went the complete opposite way to this free swinging lifestyle that he now leads.
Right.
Michael Richards, on the other hand, did serve in the I don't remember what branch, but he was in the military for 2 years.
Oh, really?
He got drafted for the Vietnam War. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And there's a great skit of him on the Tonight Show when he's playing with like tanks on this big mound of dirt. He was one of those like little skits they'd have. You know what I'm talking about? There's a clip of it somewhere in the Seinfeld DVDs.
I think
of
that's
him.
Fridays, actually. Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe not. But yeah, I've seen that. He's kind of like a child, right? Playing with
exactly.
all of his army men. There's a moment at the end of the clip that I just love when Jerry and Elaine go out to the hallway to talk, and Elaine goes, "Hey, what if he's married?" Kramer? No, the Green Lantern.
And in Jerry's voice is so sweet.
And to follow it up, too, I love Kramer from inside the apartment. Okay.
Yeah, right. Here's one. Jerry asks Elaine, "So you would date a married guy? That's so hacky." And Elaine's response is, "I don't know. I may never marry. It might be the closest I get. She's been proposed to 3 times on the show already."
That's true.
What more does she need?
That whole idea, though, of infidelity, it doesn't come up on Seinfeld all that much, but can you think of any examples by any chance?
Good Samaritan.
Very good. That's when George and Robin have an affair.
I think God bless you.
I don't think this is marriage, but Jerry has a thing with Gina in The Suicide.
She's dating Martin. Yeah,
when he's in a coma.
No.
And then...
Oh, here's one. Jerry is in a pretend marriage with Meryl Seinfeld, and he leaves her for that floozy who doesn't care if box or hanger.
You decide.
No, Jerry, please.
Jerry also came close, but in the comeback, Milos sends his wife Patty over.
That's true. Oh, Jerry and Elaine with Beth and David Lookner.
Oh, yeah, they're waiting it out.
They're waiting up.
So I guess really George is the only one who's slept with a married woman. Anyway, let's cut over to George's apartment. George finishes reading his prepared reasons for why they should break up. He's actually got like a little folder, with his notes in it. And as he opens the door for Maura to leave, she just sits there, shakes her head, nope. And she argues breaking up is like launching missiles from a submarine. Both have to turn their keys.
Well, then I'm going to have to ask you to turn your key.
I'm sorry, George, I can't do that.
Turn your key, Maura. Turn your key. I do like how within the Seinfeld universe, characters unrelated to each other will use the same analogies. I think that's kind of cool.
Right.
It like kind of brings everything together. It's neat as an audience viewer.
For sure. And, I've heard from a few listeners suggest this is an homage to Crimson Tide, which, I'm not that familiar with, but I did check out some clips online. And, there's sort of this internal struggle between a submarine captain and a lieutenant about whether or not they should launch missiles at an enemy. And, there's some struggle over a key to be used. But I always felt this was more like 2001 with Hal saying, "I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that," with opening the pod bay doors. So, up to debate, who knows. Let's cut down to the street. Elaine is walking with Glenn, trying to figure out if he's married or not. But he's pretty smooth, kind of turning all of her questions back as compliments. Even plucks a flower for her, and she seems so charmed.
How long do I have to hold this? I do like Elaine's reasoning we're going to learn as to why she chucks the flower.
Right. So Glenn spots a woman down the sidewalk walking in their direction and panics. Elaine is kind of confused, like, who is that woman? And as she gets pulled into an alley, Glenn tells her, I found a shortcut. And Elaine's like, all right, I'm chucking the flower. I guess he is married. Very bizarre scenario to be in. I've never seen anyone quite react the way Glenn has when he sees someone. He's like,
and it's
oh no.
It's an interesting camera blocking too, because you see the shot down the street of the woman walking, and then the camera kind of follows them as they dash into the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of blocking and camera setups, let's go to Jerry's apartment.
Oh, one of maybe the best scene in the episode. I love this so much. We should set this up. So you got Elaine on the sidewalk, and you also get a nice exterior shot of Jerry's window as he's looking down to talk to her.
It's almost an Elaine POV of her looking. You see it from both views, where you see what Jerry's view is looking down on Elaine on the street, and then you see Elaine as she's looking up at Jerry.
Jerry! Jerry!
Elaine, what are you doing down there?
You didn't hear me buzzing?
Oh, I guess it's broken.
Throw down your key.
It's liable to bounce and go into a sewer.
I'll catch it.
You'll chicken out at the last second.
Yeah, you're right. Well, will you at least keep me company until somebody comes out?
All right. Hey, you know what's weird?
Huh?
I used to be able to have a huge meal, go right to sleep. I can't anymore.
Not enough! Well, I was right. He's an adulterer. And he's cheating on his wife with me. We haven't done anything yet. I'm hungry. Can you throw something down?
All right. Here, I'm gonna try and fix the buzzer.
It went in the sewer!
Hey! What are you doing? You jammed your key in here, you shorted out my intercom!
You just had to go looking for it, didn't you? See, you hate it that I have a little secret. Anything I do, you gotta know all about it. You're so obsessed with me.
I'm gonna go let Elaine in.
Oh, what are you doing with her?
Kramer!
Security issue.
So many great things in this clip here.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is when Jerry he sits on the ledge and has to keep Elaine company. He goes, you know what's weird? And he gets to that comedic pitch. He's not angry, but that his voice, there's something about it. It's just always funny.
Nodding off.
And then as Jerry throws the candy bar down to Elaine and walks away, you hear Elaine off camera yelling, it went in the sewer. Very good.
Yes. You know, even though we've seen Jerry talk from his window before, like in, I don't know, with Kramer, with the reality bus. Also when George and Mike Moffat had the parking dispute.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen it before, but I like that the writers are trying new stuff for the last season.
Yeah.
Like, let's have an entire conversation from apartment to street. I just think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's keep track, too, of Kramer's hiding spots. So the key has been put in the drawer with the intercom.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there's a few more coming.
And one other thing I absolutely adore is when Jerry, coincidentally, or I guess, he's not looking for Kramer's key, but he happens upon the key. Kramer gets angry. And he's like, you're so obsessed with me. And so keep that in mind. And as Jerry says, I'm going to go let Elaine in, Kramer is so eager to say, what are you doing with her? And it's that quality of Kramer that I just I don't know how to even describe it, but it's so wonderful.
Yeah, he can just shift gears so easily. So Elaine managed to get in by flirting with the menu guy. She has a whole stack of menus, as Kramer allows them back into the apartment, after he got to hide the key for a third time.
All right, Jerry, let's see if you can get it in your head that this is not an Easter egg hunt for your childish amusement.
And down on the street, George isn't able to get in, so he tries to whistle.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Buzz in Home Alone 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, everyone.
Love Buzz.
So anyways, Jerry shouts down to George, I'll head down to let you in. And when he puts on his jacket, he finds something in the pocket, Kramer's key.
I believe this belongs to you.
Hey! Question for you. Why would Jerry put on his jacket just to let George in?
Oh, I've heard this gripe. But
If Jerry had a cell phone, this wouldn't have happened.
The cell phone argument.
Now, there was some deleted dialogue here, right?
Yeah, Elaine was going to ask Jerry, hey, why didn't you come down to get me when I was waiting, on the street? You run down there for George. And Jerry says, George wouldn't last 10 seconds on the street. So, in actuality, it's a compliment to Elaine and a slight at George.
And I think you'd hear Jason or George off camera down on the street saying, watch it, old man. Anyways, Jerry goes downstairs and he walks across the lobby and sees George waiting outside the door, eating the health bar he threw down to Elaine.
Where did you get that?
I bought it.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I don't know you.
What?
There's been some robberies in the building. I can't let you in.
But I live here. I ran out to buy some bird seed, and I forgot my key.
Sounds like a scam.
I'm very sorry.
Shep, I broke up with Maura. It's done. I'm out.
Great, you're lonely and miserable again.
Feels right.
Is that guy still there?
He's staring at us.
Don't look at him. We don't hear that.
Want a bite?
No, I don't.
I gotta say, as an apartment dweller now, I can so relate to this moment because I don't have the brass to do what Jerry just did. If someone is trailing behind me, I'm like, right this way, neighbor, even though I may not recognize their face. But I don't have the heart to just pull the door shut on somebody, and I don't know you.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
That look on Phil's face, mouth agape, and just...
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, just this guy staring like, did he just fucking do that?
Well, Jerry's going to this is the first of many slights that Jerry will sling at Phil. Mm-hmm. I guess this is a good point to discuss Phil, who's played by Louis Mastillo. Phil, he was a series regular on Mike and Molly. He was on Young and the Restless. And he was in a Curb episode, which I didn't realize. He was in the Ted and Mary episode. He's credited as Guy at Counter. So I'm not sure if he's the bowling alley clerk.
With the shoes, right? Where they?
Yeah, the shoes.
He misplaces the shoes.
Exactly. But I found this was kind of interesting. He's in 2 movies that deal with money. One for the money, and then another movie called Two for the Money. Is that something?
Are they related?
No, not at all.
Really? It's not a sequel?
But, no.
Shouldn't it be 1 for the money, 2 for the show?
That's the expression, but that's not the name of the movie.
I like this actor a lot, and the character of Phil.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice it before how similar George and Phil look.
Short, stocky, balding.
When George, tells Jerry, sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
Running out to buy some bird seed. I don't know, just like the cross-cutting. I'm like, wow, these guys are really similar. And it just made me wonder if, George just hates men that look like him. Whether it's Neil or the fellow 40 short at Renitzi's.
Yeah.
Well, let's cut over to George's apartment. George is sitting on his couch alone. He broke up with Maura. It's done. And he's just pondering something deep.
I think the ginger ale at the coffee shop is just Coke and Sprite mixed together. How can I prove it? I can't. Damn it.
And there's a knock at the door. And who is it? Maura. She just walks right in, calling George honey and acting like they didn't break up twice.
Why does it seem like I'm the only one working at this breakup?
Well, Maura calls his arguments rambling and flimsy, which is great. She's not convinced they should break up. Instead, she tells him, let's go to dinner. And George just heads to the bedroom to get ready.
Ew, Mr. Apple, you have a brown spot.
Is that the line?
That's the line.
Okay.
I didn't do it justice, but love that.
Yes. Anyways, let's cut over to Glenn's place. Actually, this is like a side place. It's not his home.
Yeah, I noticed that.
What does he say?
He says it's a place he keeps.
Right.
And it's kind of dumpy.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't Peterman have the same thing? I think it's just a place to flop. Or are we to presume that Peterman's little apartment is his home?
That's what I assumed was that, he's this well put together head of a company and idea man, but at home, he's just a, sweatpants wearing, coupon clipping, plant food not buying fella.
But Glenn's side place here, kind of seems like something a man cheating on his wife might have. Mm-hmm. And it's somewhere in the East Village. How would you describe the interior?
Bleak. Like, it doesn't look painted. There's no real furniture.
Yeah, there's like a couch, maybe like a table.
There's nothing really.
Pretty dirty too, And Elaine kind of seems uncomfortable, as she's standing there talking to Glenn.
So this is your little love nest?
It's nothing special, just a little place I keep. Should I light a fire?
Oh, that sounds romantic.
I'm having a little problem with the heat. I got some cardboard out here.
This is wrong. I should go.
Can you get that, please?
Oh, sure.
Where's Glenn?
You're the woman from the street, and I am so sorry. I'm not really a homewrecker. I thought he was a superhero. I swear.
Lady, I'm not his wife. I'm his welfare caseworker. Is he home?
This is his home?
Yes.
So he's
Poor.
I think this will burn.
That line is so funny, the way he delivers it. I think this will burn.
It's the best line in the scene, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And big twist here, right? Turns out Glenn isn't married. He's what, Vinny?
Poor. Ooh. The judgmental look that the woman at the door gives to Elaine.
Oh, can you believe it? He's poor.
Ouch. We should go over the woman who is at the door. Her name in the script is Miss Smoth. Or was her name Smith, and they hit the O instead of the I key. But Mary Shear plays Miss Smoth, and we've already talked about her once, so you guys should recognize her. But she played a character named Joan in The Kiss Hello, and I seem to recall we double dipped her.
Either then or later. But yeah, she has been dipped, and you were saying people might recognize her. I would disagree. I don't think she looks... The characters don't look alike at all, and I think in The Kiss Hello she has like really short hair. She's the one in the lobby who tells Jerry like how are you doing?
Yeah.
Good.
Not just good, great.
Not great. Okay, great.
I remember we really were swooning with her because we found out she did the female voices on MXC.
Yes. Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm.
In addition to being a cast member of the Mad TV series.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But very interesting turn of events as we find out Glenn is not married. He's not a superhero. He's poor. And let's cut over to Jerry's apartment in the lobby when Jerry gets on the elevator. But before he pushes the button, Phil, the man he wouldn't let in, joins him.
So you do live here?
Yeah. And after the awkward and silent ride up to the 5th floor, Jerry gets off the elevator, and so does Phil.
You live on this floor?
Yeah. And as Jerry is about to unlock his door, he sees Phil do the same, just a door down from Kramer.
So you live right there?
Yeah.
Did you notice how with each time Jerry's trying to... not initiate conversation, but he's coming to this realization. He has like a smirk on his face as to try and be like a friendly neighbor to try and salvage whatever this is.
Did you notice Phil's apartment number?
I did not.
5E.
Wait a second.
Huh?
Doesn't a portly fellow live in 5E?
Yeah, mailman. Yeah, that's Newman's apartment number, which I guess is like the only other door they have on the set. Like, there's no 5C, there's no 5D.
Yeah. They didn't have a F in the prop department to throw up there.
Well, they do. Remember in what episode was that? Might be the Fleas episode. Mm-hmm. It's in some random episode. Newman opens his door and it's 5F.
In trivia, have you ever asked all the apartment numbers of of people in the building?
I have mainly Jerry, Kramer, and Newman.
Have you ever thrown in Stephanie?
Oh, Tucci?
Yeah, not Tucci, 2G.
You love that. I still think it's Stephanie Tucci.
It is. Oh, you are so.
It's Stanley Tucci's sister.
Oh boy!
All right, we get an act break, and we're in Monk's. Elaine is telling Jerry that Glenn is not married.
He wouldn't give me his number because he doesn't have a phone. He's not married. He's poor.
Is he wretchedly poor? Does he wear one of those barrels with the straps?
He probably busted it up and burned it for heat.
So when are you giving Boxcar Willie his walking papers?
He ended over money. I feel bad.
Well, let's think. Have you ever dealt with the poor in any other situation?
Yes, there was this homeless guy who used to urinate on our garbage cans.
Good. How did you handle that?
Well, we gave him a few bucks, and now he goes in the alley across the street.
Same situation. Pay him off and you're clean.
Well, I am not paying Glenn off to get out of this relationship. What am I supposed to do? Just walk into his hovel and hand him... Well, how much do you think it would be?
Hey,
Hey, where have you been?
seeing Maura? Apparently, I was unable to break up beyond a reasonable doubt.
Only he could have been cheating on his wife. You know, things would have been so much simpler.
Who's this, Blue Arrow?
Green Lantern.
We found out his superpower was lack of money.
All right.
He's invulnerable to creditors.
We get it.
He's got no Green Lantern.
Thank you.
Hey, Elaine. Maybe his girlfriend is Lois Lone.
Well crafted.
Hey, I like to use that one. Well crafted is a favorite of mine.
I thought that was a good one. Lois
Oh, yeah.
Lone.
Oh, so good. They actually had an alternate jab for George to give, which was he lives in the poorhouse of solitude.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, love that one. So I do like the opening of this clip where they start off, like Jerry brings up the stereotypical poor person, which is the barrels with the straps. I'm surprised he didn't bring up the stick and bindle as well.
Yeah, the bindle, yes. He also calls him Boxcar Willie.
That's funny.
Who I had to look up. That was like a persona, like a stage persona for a country singer. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't entirely sure. We do get some great jokes from Jerry at the end, right? Like we found out his superpower was lack of money. Mm-hmm. He's invulnerable to creditors. He's got no Green Lantern. But for all that, a line that confuses me, and I want to hear from listeners if they can help me out here. George sits down and he says, "Who is this, Blue Arrow?" And Elaine says, "Green Lantern." I've never heard of Blue Arrow.
Yeah, who the hell's Blue Arrow?
I don't know, but the best I could do was just Google it, and I didn't really find like a large entry about a character. There's, I guess some mention of a Blue Arrow, but it was in a video game, well after this episode, premiered.
Wasn't there the one show Arrow?
Well, Green Arrow is a DC superhero. The Archer kind of looks like Robin Hood, but I don't know why George would say Blue Arrow. I don't get that joke unless he. I don't know, for someone who seems to be aware of comic book characters and whatnot. Why would he mess up the name Green Arrow?
Is it the joke that he's like half paying attention because he's thinking about his issues with Mara?
Maybe. And to me, I think it would be funnier if he's like, "Who's this, Green Arrow?" And she goes, "No, Green Lantern."
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah, good on you.
I feel like something's missing.
Something's missing, all right.
So George plots another way to end things with Maura. He's going to cheat on her. In fact, there's a secretary at work that always had a crush on him. However, there's a reason George never pursued her before, right?
She's too tan. It's the middle of winter. She's like a carrot.
Love that description and just that idea, because people, right, who like to tan.
Absolutely. What's that one actor who's always
George Hamilton?
That's it. Thank you. George Hamilton's personal assistant.
There you go. All right.
Nice. Speaking of, you mentioned George's going to cheat. One other character we forgot to touch on who's a cheater is Newman. He's an agitator.
Oh, very good. Yeah. And we get one more joke when Elaine comes back here. What does Jerry say?
He can wipe out his checking account in a single bounce. Keep him.
Gloves. All right. I'm all over the place. Next scene.
And there's that funny moment in the where they're sitting on the same side of the booth, George and Jerry.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And at one point, Jerry just gets a little uncomfortable and has to say, "Can you move over there?"
Yes.
That's very like Seinfeldian.
And again, we'll see this in another episode in season 9 where, I don't know, they just kind of play around with the seating arrangement at Monk's a little bit. Just some jokes they never got to before. Well, next scene, we're in Jerry's apartment, and Jerry, like, rushes in as we hear some loud squawking from the hallway. Kramer told Phil that he could keep his parrot out there so it can stretch its wings.
Nice of him.
I love this, man. This reminds me of Farfel. You know, any kind of, like, off-screen animal.
Yeah.
It's great. You have to use your imagination. Kramer helping Phil is just an attempt for him to, you know, smooth things over since Jerry has been playing God with the front door. And while visiting Phil, Kramer was actually able to hide his Strongbox key in his apartment without anyone knowing.
Smart.
Yes.
Smart. I do like that Jerry is so fascinated with, really? What's it like? Is it nicer than mine? Where does he have the couch?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, are any other apartments like Jerry's since... from what we've seen, Kramer and Newman have different layouts.
Yeah, that's a good point because most apartment complexes tend to have similar layouts or mirrored layouts. But I guess for the sake of a TV show, to make things look fresh, they go with like a different plot.
Fresh. Let's get over to George's apartment now. And love this scene too. George and the very tan co-worker of his, Loretta, enter after their date, and George is kind of confused. You've been in New York all winter?
I was in Maine for a couple of days.
Loretta is comically tan, right? It doesn't work at all. And she gets straight to the point. She's always fantasized about jumping into bed with George, but she wants to take things slow. Actually build something, and she won't take no for an answer.
No?
No.
All right. George is just going along with this, isn't he?
That's his catchphrase this week. All right.
It's all right, and what's that? So Ileana Douglas plays Loretta. I think we know her face. She's been in so many different things, but Ghost World, Grace of My Heart, Cape Fear, Goodfellas. I actually like her she was in a indie movie with Adrian Brody called Dummy, and he's a ventriloquist, Mr. Marbles. She played his sister, but I remember really liking her in that role. Yeah,
she's great. Maybe not one of the most popular guest stars, but I think one of the guest stars with the best body of work in film, you know? Just been in some fantastic movies.
Yeah.
And it's I'm glad that someone of her caliber got to make it on Seinfeld. I just wish there was more for her to do.
Season 10, we'll bring her back.
Okay. Well, let's cut down to the street. Glenn and Elaine are standing in this filthy alley behind a bakery.
What are we doing in this alley anyway?
It's a surprise.
Oh. What are you doing? What is that?
It's a bag of donuts.
It's garbage.
No. When they make the new ones, the old ones come out right here.
All right, that's it. How do you spell your last name?
It's a bear claw! You have no idea how rare this is.
I'll make it out to cash. How about $200? $250? Make it $300.
You know, Elaine, you're the bear claw in the garbage bag of my life.
Oh, Glenn.
I gotta say, man, Glenn, this character, some of the lines he has this week are great, and the way he delivers them are even better. Like, "You're the bear claw in the garbage bag of my life." They're awesome.
It's a bear claw. That's the best.
That's good too. Originally, at the top of the scene, Elaine was gonna say, "Oh, I really enjoyed that free concert in the subway, Glenn," and Glenn was gonna reply, "Oh, the acoustics at the 86th Street station are great." So he just knows all the ways to date a woman.
You think that Glenn and George would have a lot in common?
Yeah, they're like long lost brothers.
Like they could debate like where the best bathrooms are in the city.
Hmm. Oh, and something I kind of like picked up on was, so Glenn and Elaine, he brings her there to wait on the trash bag that the bakery's gonna put out. But I wonder how Glenn would do if he waited outside an H&H Bagel, since Kramer says the homeless people won't even touch him. They
Good
did.
point.
They test. So I assume Glenn does not, because he just eats whatever.
Yeah, H&H is not even on his radar. He's like, that place is disgusting. There's gum in the bagels. It's no good.
And then there was another deleted moment in which Elaine was going to ask for some milk to drink along with her bear claw half. And Glenn was going to respond, "From the garbage?" So I guess my question to that was, I can't tell the tone of Glenn's reply there. Was that to kind of make fun of Elaine for wanting milk? Like, you're going to drink milk from the garbage?
Yeah,
or was
I
it
guess.
just... Because that's how I took it.
And also
tone.
that Glenn has never, bought anything. He just scrounges around for whatever he can. Also, did this alley look familiar by any chance?
It looks like...
Well,
It kind of looks like... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we've been in an alley before. Is that what you were getting at?
No.
Oh, what are you getting at?
What are you getting at?
Well, I was saying that this is actually the same alley from the Sponge and the Foundation when Kramer gets, beat up by the AIDS walkers and the little kids. He grabs the fire escape.
Oh, now we finish it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which apparently is an alley outside of the writers' buildings.
Oh, cool.
On the studio lot. So, typically used for filming, but it is a real alley. The crazy thing is, too, and I forgot this, it's the same alley from the fire episode. Where
with the fire truck? Like, how do you live with yourself, mister?
Yeah, exactly. There's the... What is it? Like the... What did she say? What did she say? There's the coward that left us to die.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jon Favreau comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
To beat George with his big shoe.
Anywho, let's cut over to Phil's apartment. Jerry knocks on his neighbor's door, and a woman wearing a bandana and yellow gloves answers the door. He asks for Phil and anxiously explains that his bird Fredo, which is lovely, by the way, made a mess on his door.
And?
Well, I thought maybe you'd clean it up, or your maid there.
That's my wife.
All right, I think we're done here.
Ooh, the rage.
I love that delivery. That's my wife. Mm. That's my wife.
Oh, that'd be a good one, too.
Well, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. It's the night of the Friars Club roast, and Jerry is in his tux.
So you're in a relationship with a woman you don't like, and you're having an affair with a woman that won't have sex with you.
This isn't going well.
I cannot find my Jerry Lewis cufflinks. Without him, I have no in.
You don't need the cufflinks. You have the same name. Jerry.
Where you going? Help me look.
It's a big night. I'm ice skating with one and going to a staged reading of Godspell with the other.
Which is with who?
It doesn't matter.
Woo! Oh, yeah, you clean up nice.
I can't go until I find my cufflinks.
Yeah, see, I knew you would lose them. That's why I took them out of your dresser drawer and put them in my Strongbox.
You're a lifesaver. Would you get them, please?
Yeah, we'll stop by Phil's. We'll pick up the key, huh? Hey, what's going on?
Fredo is dead.
That strange Portuguese guy lives next door to the incinerator?
No, my bird. We just got back from the pet cemetery.
Oh, Phil. Mrs. Phil. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'll bet you are. They told us he was poisoned. Something in his food.
But I didn't. Kramer, they think I killed Fredo. And who buries a bird?
Yeah, just give it to the Portuguese guy and he puts it in the incinerator.
Just get the key and let's get out of here.
You know, it's a funny thing about that bird dying. I hid the key in Fredo's food dish. That's a weird coincidence.
Ernst, you killed Fredo.
Fredo was weak and stupid. He shouldn't have eaten that key.
Kramer, I need those cufflinks, but now they're in the box and the key is in the bird. What are we gonna do?
You just answered your own question.
Oh, no.
I'll get the shovel.
Oh, man. Kramer, at it again.
How insane is this premise? It's so stupid. Even the writers put it in the dialogue with, I need those cufflinks. Now they're in the box and the key is in the bird. What are we gonna do? It's just so stupid.
But it's so fun.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is the episode, or I'm sorry, this is the scene where we find out the bird's name is Fredo. Mm-hmm. Fredo is dead. That strange Portuguese guy that lives next to the incinerator?
And then Kramer's the fact that, Kramer comes back with, who buries a bird? You don't. You just give it to the Portuguese guy and he throws it in the incinerator. And then, again, Kramer kind of... sometimes Kramer's ahead of the curve. Other times he's a little too slow and can't quite catch up. And this is one of those incidences where, it's a funny thing about that bird dying.
I hid the key in Fredo's food dish.
That's a weird coincidence.
And we get... Oh, gosh, I lost track. Probably the third or fourth Godfather reference on Seinfeld.
Yeah, you're right.
Where Kramer says, Fredo was weak and stupid. He shouldn't have eaten that key. I think the line in Godfather 2 is when Michael says, Fredo's got a good heart, but he's weak and he's stupid.
The scene, like my whole feeling after this particular clip, but just the episode as a whole, it's just a fun episode. Like I'm having fun with where they're going, It may be a little bit far-fetched, but I'm on board, and it's just, I'm having fun with this.
Yeah, totally. I feel the same way. I love the idea of Jerry and Kramer getting shovels and going to a cemetery.
In tuxes, mind you.
Oh, yeah, great. We also got a little bit with George saying that, since he's trying to cheat on Maura, but he has to spend time with Loretta, and he's ice skating with one and seeing a staged reading of Godspell with the other.
Mm-hmm.
And which is with who?
It doesn't matter.
And we'll find out what happened at the dates when we cut over to Monk's as George is eating with Loretta after their date. Which one?
The actor that played Jesus made some odd choices.
What?
I mean, I had fun ice skating.
George?
Maura! Oh, my God! What are you doing here?
He told me to meet you here for lunch.
Oh, I'm caught in my own web of lies!
I'm Maura. I'm Loretta. You gonna join us?
This is all blowing up in my face! My serious girlfriend and my torrid love affair have accidentally crossed paths. I have ruined 3 lives! Well, I understand if you never want to see me again. So...
George, what we have is too important. We can work through this.
So can we.
What? So this is still not over?
No.
You?
No.
All right.
George is really hamming it up with, oh my God!
It's great how Jason ends the scene, or, his monologue where he says, I understand if you never want to see me again, so...
As he picks up his coat because he's trying to make a grand exit, So it kind of got me thinking. George previously had a shot at a menage with Scott and what's her name?
Oh yeah, Bonnie.
Bonnie, yes. Good for you. But he almost could technically have a shot here at a menage with the Carrot and Maura.
Carrots.
I wish Maura had a nickname, but...
Let's cut over to Glenn's apartment. So Elaine took the charitable route and bought Glenn a TV, a leather chair, a stereo, also a cord of wood. And he's ecstatic. That is until the door opens and a woman walks in. It's Allison, his wife.
You're poor and married.
Well, who the hell are you?
I guess I'm Lois Lone. So Allison is played by Bonnie McNeil. I think the only thing I saw on her IMDb page, she played a young Tina Mulder in The X-Files. But she did appear as Woman in The Bottle Deposit, so we have seen her before.
I like to think she's a double dipper because...
Of course. What the hell?
Like, I forget her name. Sorry. Mary something.
Shear.
Her character in The Bottle Deposit doesn't look like Allison here. Do you remember her role in that episode?
No. Does she have glasses?
No. She has her hair pulled back and she's in like a business suit. And she's the one that arrives at the crime scene. Was it Midnight Blue?
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, total double dipper.
Mm-hmm. And just like Mary Shear, just don't recognize her at all. At least I didn't until we got to those episodes.
Additionally, there was a deleted line or joke in which Elaine would say at the end of the scene, I wonder what Putty's up to. So again, never fails. She always goes back to Putty.
That would have been perfect.
Of course. More. You can't have enough Putty in Seinfeld, so always inject Seinfeld with Putty.
For sure. All right, man. I'm rubbing my hands together for this next scene. We're in a pet cemetery. Jerry and Kramer are walking through the tombstones, carrying shovels, trying to find Fredo's marker.
I believe we're grave robbers.
Man's best friend.
Jerry, I want something like that on my tombstone.
God, here he is. I don't want to dig him up.
And you're the one getting the key out of him.
I'll dig.
Listen, I heard that Lassie number 3's buried around here. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, that was easy.
All right, honey, one last look, then you have to let Fredo rest in peace.
Hey, Kramer, I dug Fredo up. Now let's cut him open.
Oh, my God!
Hey, neighbor.
Best scene of the episode?
Yeah, it's up there. It's between this and the
street.
Yeah, the street and that whole scenario.
First things first, we learn what Kramer wants on his tombstone, and how could you not? Man's best friend. I love Kramer's fascination with Lassie number 3. I'm going to go check it out.
And did you see what Michael did? He walks away, and he, of course, trips on one of the tombstones.
Princess's tombstone.
I'm glad you brought that up. Did you notice any other pet names?
No, I only noticed on Princess, because that's the one he tripped over. What'd you find?
I saw Buster. He's the one with... it's either Buster or Spike has the man's best friend.
Oh, nice.
But there's also Fluffy, Aretha.
Oh.
And Chin Chin.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
There should have been like a Snowball, Farfel,
Smuckers,
thank you. Buford, any other.
Sad to think all these dogs that died.
I know. Oh. But Jerry being the one who digs and the first strike and it hits the metal. Oh, that was easy.
What would you rather do? Dig or get the key out of him?
Absolutely dig.
Okay.
I'd make you get the key out of him. I like that Kramer's willing to offer, I'll get the key out of him. He's kind of like giving Jerry the choice.
There's a wide shot of just of Jerry kind of lifting the casket out, and it's just such a comical shot. It's like kind of spooky, Jerry's there in his tux, and this casket is maybe a foot long.
It's like a shoebox, right?
Yeah. You know what's funny too about Fredo? I always thought it was like Farfel. You know, you never see the dog. Or, I'm sorry, you never see the bird. But when Jerry goes to the apartment and, you know, refers to the wife as the maid.
Oh, that's right.
You do see Fredo in the background. Or
I got to take notice. I must have been snoozing.
Well, you had like a parrot, right, growing up?
I did. We had several. We had an Alexandrine parakeet. His name was Bozy. Loved him to death. He lived 22 years. We got him when I was 6, and he passed away recently, a couple years ago. And then we had an umbrella cockatoo named Terry. They got her from the wild. She was missing toes when they got her. But and then we had a couple like the budgies, the real pretty tiny birds that just kind of tweet. And then we had a couple cockatiels as well. So we were big bird people. I do aspire to get another bird someday because I absolutely love them. But
yeah, I'm really happy to have met Bozy because
he's so great.
We had a tense relationship because
you and Liz were very like skittish around him because you're like, he's gonna bite me, or he birds like to be at the highest point. So if you put him on your finger, he's gonna naturally walk up to your shoulder, and that would just freak the two of you guys out.
When he squawked, it was so loud. It almost hurt my ears. And there was one night where I was at your place, by myself. You had something to do, and I got left behind with Bozy. And Bozy would not stop squawking. It was like 2 hours. And I did everything. I covered the cage with a sheet. I tried taking him out, and he kept nipping at me.
Oh, did you give him anything to eat? Because he liked to eat.
I wish I knew that then. Would have completely changed the relationship, but no, he was a very sweet bird.
Oh,
I loved how you could, make the noises with your mouth, and Bozy would get so close to you.
He was so fascinated when you'd make little clicks or pops or Kramer pops, and he would get very slowly inch up to your nose or your mouth, and then he just put his beak on your lips. It was really cute. Man. I could talk about this bird all day.
Aww. Well, last scene of the episode, over credits, we're in Jerry's apartment. The gang is all gathered. Elaine is single and miserable. Jerry is covered in dirt and exhausted. And George is counting out cash into 2 piles. He's going to try to give Maura and Loretta $55 each.
Give me 40, you'll never see me again.
Now, what is Jerry planning to do in order to avoid Phil from now on? Is he going to move?
I'll just take the fire escape to getting out of the building. That discussion, though, with the money, with 55 each to Maura and Loretta, it kind of got me thinking. There have been other moments where they discussed money. One being how much George could get as a gigolo, how much Elaine would be willing to pay. How much?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. $1.
That's right.
And then you also have, going way back, the money that Jerry gave Elaine for her birthday.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
$182, which you gave me for my birthday one year. Thank you. And then George giving $91. So there's been other exchanges of money, but I do like that, money exchanging between friends, and especially the Elaine George transaction.
For sure. And it really goes well with, Elaine writing Glenn a check, for $300 and just trying to pay people off to get them out of your life.
Yeah.
But George, after counting out his cash, looks at Kramer's Strongbox on the counter, and he actually thinks it's a cooler. He's like, oh, what's in this? And he just casually opens it and sees what's inside. Turns out Kramer forgot to lock it, so they desecrated a pet cemetery for nothing.
Well, this is one for the books, huh, Jerry? Really one for the books.
We need the Castle Rock theme to play on your last line there.
Oh, cue it up. Really one for the books.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, does this episode have a brown spot, or would you say it's like mashed potatoes? You are so good.
Oh, man. I think on in the fun category, it is so good. I love the Jerry Phil scenes, and really that, just rolling with the absurd premise of desecrating a pet cemetery. Love that so much. But, other than that, I don't really care much for like the Elaine Glenn storyline or the George Maura Loretta storyline. Great bits of dialogue in there, as we, poured over during our discussion. But, if it really comes to like my favorite storyline / scenes, they always involve Jerry and Kramer.
Yeah. It got me thinking, though, Kramer had kind of little to do this week. He didn't have he was kind of a facilitator between Phil and Jerry, but no real physical bits. I mean, he tripped over the princess's tombstone. But other than that, he had a couple nice lines in there. I think there was one that we glossed over that he's saying something about like, people who aren't inconsiderate of something. He turns around and points at Jerry. But he had little to do this week compared to previous episodes.
For sure. How do you feel about the Elaine Glenn stuff and the George storylines?
I agree with you. The strong points of this episode are the Phil, Jerry, and Kramer stuff. Elaine and Glenn is okay. George with Mara and Loretta, it's nice. It's okay. But I guess overall, I'm just having fun. And I said it earlier, I just had fun watching this episode with the moments that we got. So
for sure. And, unfortunately, I'm a little pressed for time today, but I think we'll just leave it at that. I don't think there's any reason to go on, much longer than we need to. But I think one way to make the Jerry Kramer Fredo storyline more interesting is if after they dug him up, they buried him in that old burial ground past the pet cemetery.
Nodding off. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We're discussing the 15th episode of Season 9, The Wizard.
It's not a wizard, it's a Willard.
I'm ruined.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off.
I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery.